Guess what?
I know.
What?
You're my guest. So this should say the Gregory Harris Show guest appearance by Veronica Harris. You excited?
But that was not what I was going to say.
Yeah, all right. Well, say what you wanted to say there.
Okay, well, I'll go with yours. But guess what, though?
What?
It's our third season.
Really?
Yes, 1, 2, 3.
It's not our third season. It's only 2.
3.
Where was I at for the first one?
I don't know.
Where was I at for the second one?
Who knows?
And this
But
is the third.
yes, but you here now, and it's all about me today. So check us out.
On the Gregory Harris Show. And hi, welcome back to the Veronica Harris Show with our guest, Veronica Harris. Normally hosting, today's a guest. Who came up with this idea?
Who do you think came up with it?
Should I read your bio?
Do you want to?
Not really.
Well, then we'll get right, kind of long, well, then get right into it.
Well, it says you're a full-time health physical education teacher and a former boys varsity track and field coach.
Yes.
You attended Seton Hall University on a full athletic scholarship and graduated in 1994.
Do you have to put the year in?
With a Bachelor's of Science in Education, degree in both health education and physical education. 2005, you earned your master's, specialized in instructional technology, as well as earning a New Jersey Supervisor Standard Certificate in 2003. What's that?
That's the certificate you need if you want to do anything from an athletic director to assistant superintendent. But I also have a second master's too.
You're currently finishing your dissertation at Capella University and hopes to graduate at the end of this year. How's that going?
we can leave that one out.
You don't want to talk about that?
No, we don't want to talk about that.
It sounds exciting. A doctor, Dr. Harris.
Well, don't say it until it happens.
Okay. Although Veronica loves mentoring and teaching young people, her true passion lies in teaching, discussing, and researching sports. Consequently, she took her passion and parlayed it into becoming a sports analyst. Working in sports media has allowed Veronica to meet many wonderful people, and for that, she is very grateful and thankful. Veronica's goal is to continue to hone her craft as a sports analyst while continuing to expand her knowledge of sports leadership and the human experience. I didn't know you wanted to be a sports analyst.
I don't know if you could say I wanted to be. I kind of fell into it, but now that I do it, I like it a lot.
Kind of fell into it, kind of like you fell into a show. How'd you get the show?
You know how we got the show.
I don't know.
It was mommy.
Oh.
It was her idea.
She talked you into it?
She didn't talk me into it, but she said I had an opportunity to come do somebody else's show, and she said, well, why don't you do your own show? And I said, okay, sounds like a plan.
You've been having fun with it too, haven't you?
I think so. Well, you've been here the whole time.
Yeah, how did I get in it?
You jumped in.
Okay, so.
What?
Normally we have real guests. Couldn't get a guest today? You had to be the guest? Ran out of contact. Nobody in the phone book you could call. Oh, you had daddy, you had mommy, you had all your friends. You had no more guests. All right. Oh, man. Stop laughing. Stop laughing. Stop laughing.
Okay.
Breathe. Breathe. So, seriously though.
Yes. Ask the question.
Seriously though.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what you want to talk about?
You're the guest. You're the host.
I am the host.
Right. Okay, so wait a minute. So how is it that we are doing this together? Like, what makes it that I should pick you, my brother?
Oh, I'm the host. I asked the question.
You was asked the question. Come on now, people.
All right, so
Yes.
really though. Seriously.
Yes.
I've been watching TV.
Okay.
And I see a lot of, Is this new where they still have a lot of female analysts or broadcasters doing sports now? I've seen a lot of
Well,
it.
obviously, over the past couple of years, more females have come into the sports journalism, or what you may even call sports entertainment industry, and you see a lot more females on doing sideline reporting, also as well as in the newspaper, print. They're cover. They're beat writers, actually cover specific teams, and you also see them as well, doing actual analysis. And we used to see them perhaps maybe the sideline reporter in the NFL football, but now you're actually starting to see females come into, other sports that where you didn't see them before. Like for instance, you actually have a female in the booth for Major League Baseball now. So a lot of it has come, females had to, work their way up the ranks just like the males. A lot of them were actual journalists in writing for print. Some of them, are more on the now internet side, talking about doing media in terms of writing blogs, writing for different publications that are accessed via the internet. But yeah, more women are, it's not unusual anymore, is what you could say.
I noticed. Well, you were an athlete.
Yes.
Scholarship athlete.
Yes.
All American.
Yes.
Well accomplished.
Thank you.
But you wouldn't tell it by looking at you. I mean, just mean to say, you're very glamorous, very pretty.
Oh, come on.
You don't really associate that with athletics.
Hello, have you been watching females now? I mean, I hate to really name check, but if you look even in the NBA, there was a very famous female who played, and she always was known for her lipstick. Like she wore it, never moved throughout the whole game. I always wonder, how did that happen? Also track and field. I mean, there's always been glamorous women in track and field. I mean, we know FloJo, Gail Devers had the nails and everything. You can see even like Natasha Hastings, she's known as a diva. Like her face is beat every time she runs. So, I mean, you can't, what do you think, we're supposed to be ugly?
All right, so those pretty ladies I'm watching on TV, those journalists, they were also athletes too?
A lot of them were, some, not all were, but most of them have some kind of athletic background. So, but a lot of them, some of them just came up through, just being a journalist, and they had an interest in sports. So you don't think that athletes were, female athletes are ugly.
So you being an athlete, a former athlete, you think that gives you a leg up on some of those other journalists out there?
I think it does, because I have an experience, and not only do I have an experience as an athlete, but I have an experience as a coach. I have an experience also as a teacher, an educator. So I think that does give me a little bit of a leg up, because I have not just insight into the actual X's and O's, but I have insight into the mentality of what it takes to be an athlete, what it takes to teach and motivate an athlete. Because I never say I coach a team, or I coach a sport. I teach the sport. Mm-hmm. And through my teaching, I actually coach them up, as you want to say, but I'm a teacher first. And I think any great coach is a teacher. And most of our famous coaches that we know, like Lombardi, another one, John Wooten, they were teachers. Mm-hmm. They started out actually in the high school teaching. I think John Wooten was a English teacher. And I know Lombardi was a physical education teacher. So, and Popovich, I think Greg Popovich, one of the best NBA coaches, he has an educational background. So he's big into, just the whole learning type of aspect. But I think if you're going to coach, I don't care what it is. If you're going to be an instructor or something, you have to be able to be a good teacher to teach it. And not everybody, that's why not everybody can coach, because not everybody can teach. It is an art. It is you have to be good at it, and it takes time.
You enjoy coaching?
Oh yeah, I love coaching. I consider it like a chess match. And I know you are big into chess.
But you don't play chess.
I don't play.
People always use that analogy. It's a chess match, and then come to find out they don't even play the game of chess.
I do play. I don't play I'm not as accomplished as you are at the game, but I do play. And I understand the concept. And chess is about, as you know, it's about making, you're offensively, you make your offensive moves or your defensive moves. But ultimately you have to try to stay one step ahead if you can, but it's about making adjustments. And that's what life is about, making adjustments.
True there. So coaching and teaching. You've been a teacher for how many years?
20 plus.
20 plus. And I remember talking just off camera, just in conversation, because we talk sometimes because we're brothers and sisters.
Oh yeah, we are brothers and sisters, in case anybody didn't know.
You said you wanted to get out of teaching. You said you're tired of teaching in the classroom. What happened to the love? What happened to the passion for the kids?
It's not that I don't have still passion for, well, it's not that I don't have passion for teaching. It's just that teaching has become much more than the teaching. There's so much politics and paperwork and bureaucracy that it kind of almost takes the fun out of it, because I can honestly tell I spend more time documenting and like covering myself that I feel like I really don't have the time to really do some of those dynamic ideas or implement some of those dynamic ideas that I think about all the time, because I'm constantly reflecting. Any good teacher is going to do a lot of reflection. So that's what I feel. Or maybe it's time for me to just take a break from it and then come back to it. But I mean, you do anything long enough, you may get a little bit burnt out.
You might just need a break, like you said.
Yeah,
get a break, come back to it. Got any of those dynamic ideas on the top of your head you want to share?
Well, actually, now I'm starting to utilize mindfulness with my classes. Mindfulness. So, and basically what I'm trying to impress upon my students is that be mindful of what it is you're doing. In other words, don't just go through the motions. Take the time to actually focus in and be present in the moment for what it is that you're doing. And when you do that, and again, that's just not, and I always tell them, anything that I teach to my students or athletes, I say, this is not just for now, but this is for the rest of your life. This is things that you can use for the rest of your life. So, but when you do that and you're able to be present in the moment, it actually takes away some of the pressure and some of the stress, because you're not worried about anything else. You're just concentrating on what's right there in front of you. And then you go ahead and complete that task, and then you move on. A lot of kids, especially young people, they think they can multitask. Like, they got the music going, they got this, they texting, and they're doing, and I'm like, no, you're really not multitasking. You're not concentrating, because the brain can only do one. Believe it or not, even though it seems like our brain can do a lot, it really can only do one thing at a time. It has to complete that task before it can move on. And when you're sitting around doing this, that, and the other, and everything is going on, you're not focusing in, not even that you're not focusing, but you're not going to be able to do what it is you should be doing to the best of your ability, and whatever that is.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take a break right now.
Yes.
Coming back, we're going to get into...
You don't even know.
I tried to segue into the break a little too soon. So, this mindfulness thing.
Yes.
You just trying to control the behaviors. You ain't really thinking about teaching the kids mindful. You just want them to settle down and sit still in your class. No. Right or wrong?
Wrong. I'm not trying to get, well, okay, you can say it is somewhat of a class management technique. You can say that, because it doesn't, but by them learning how to settle down, it does make them more receptive to the teaching that has to happen. And then they're able to receive the information and focus in on the task at hand.
So this dynamic idea, it's trending, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not the only one who thought about it. I mean, it's
so you got any fresh ideas? any new ones?
Do we have
You're
a break?
a doctor. You should be. Yes, we're going to get to that coming in after the break. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. And last we were talking about teaching, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, I need some fresh ideas.
Okay. I want to talk now about your new career. So we're going to call that your old career.
Okay.
We're going to talk about your new career here as
Okay.
a sports analyst,
Well, yeah, and I'm
sports
actually
journalist,
I'm actually coaching again too.
host of your own show.
Yes.
To your fans out there, you do have some fans, right? I know you post it on Facebook. Got any followers? You got any fans?
Yeah, I think I got a few. I got like 2.
You want to say anything to your fans out there?
Thank you for following me.
Now, got that done. What about not your fans? What do you call the opposite of fans?
Haters?
I don't like that word. I don't want to necessarily call them
Detractors?
haters. Your detractors. What are people that don't like you? You got anything you want to say to them?
To the people that don't like me, I guess what you say? How you like me now? I don't know. I mean, what do you say if they don't like you? So okay, you don't like me. Keep it pushing.
Okay, well, there's reports out there, Veronica,
Reports? What kind of reports?
that you are mean as a rattlesnake. Where did that come from? Hey, let's address that. Are you so mean and nasty?
Reports?
It's reports.
That's fake news.
It might be fake news. I kind of made that up.
What?
It's not reported. But you are a bit of a mean one, ain't you?
You're a mean one,
Huh?
Mister. No. Okay, well, I wouldn't say. Listen, if I'm mean, I blame it on one person.
Yeah. I mean, we can always go back to that. But as a person,
Yes.
okay, you're driven,
Yes.
ambitious,
I think so.
speak your mind,
Most times,
fearless.
I try to be.
It's not always. I mean, sometimes you just kind of rub people the wrong way.
What is
You can't rub people the wrong way.
What do you mean? Hold on, you talking about rub people the wrong way? I mean,
yeah.
what are you trying to say? What are you getting at? Where are you going with this? What
I ain't going. Well,
who's telling you these things?
tell us. You tell us why you're the host they love to hate.
Where are you getting this hate from?
Nah.
Is this how you really feel about me, your own sister?
No.
You
Not
hesitated.
me.
What? Who?
There's some people out there.
What are some
They
people?
say you're mean.
All right, let me address this mean stuff. I am no different than Daddy.
Really?
Yes.
You're gonna throw him under the bus? You're gonna throw him under the bus?
No, I mean, when I say that, I mean, I am, growing up, Daddy was no nonsense. I guess you could say maybe some people may have thought that he was mean or something like that. But as we all know, Daddy was the nicest person ever. He gave you the shirt off his back. Loved to laugh, was a good friend to people. I think that I myself am very similar to him. Am I no nonsense? Absolutely. Do I deal with foolishness? Absolutely, I do not. I don't suffer fools. So my thing is, if you're going to interact with me, you have to come correct. And that's not to say that you have to be of a certain status, but be your authentic self. Live in your truth. Don't be, don't, you know how a lot of people these nowadays, they just come with so much foolishness and so much, just stuff that it just doesn't matter. And I'm like, why are we even going through that? Why are you wasting my time with that? And I think I'm very cognizant of time, because that's the one thing you can never get back. And don't waste my time on anything. Like, if I'm gonna waste it, let me do it, and then let me be mad at myself. But don't you do it. So I believe that, and because that's how, basically how I feel, I think a lot of people take it as that me being mean, but it's not that I'm mean. It's just that I am very straightforward. I don't want you to waste my time, because I'm not going to waste your time, because I know that time is very precious.
So since we're talking about time, and again,
Time won't give me time. Go ahead.
I'm sure there's a fan or two out there who want to know, what do you do in your spare time?
Oh wow, that's
Because you're a bit of a workaholic, aren't you?
yeah, I'm a bit of a
I mean,
worker.
you have to work really hard to afford all these nice things that you wear. And you said timepieces. I noticed you have a different watch for every day in a month. Is that true? Oh, my original question. So how do you spend your time?
Yes. I spend my time. You know, you just say right. I do work a lot, but I see my work. My work to me is fun, so it's not as if it's a drudgery. So I spend my time that. I spend a lot of time, to myself reading. I like to watch TV, and not just watch TV just to veg out, but I like to watch documentaries. I recently introduced to the streaming service, so I've watched a lot of documentaries. I like to do anything that affords me an opportunity to learn.
One of your favorite documentaries, which was?
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure if you can, if you subscribe to any streaming service, I saw a documentary on the Romanovs, the Romanov dynasty, and not too long ago, and I really liked that. That was really good. It took it all the way back from Ivan the Terrible, all the way up to Alexander and Nicholas the Tsars, the ones that got shot by, during the revolution, things like that. And also, there's another really good one documentary. It's called. It was about hip hop. I'll just say that it was really good, and I like that because the music, and I guess we can't say the names of the other songs, but one of the most popular hip hop anthems ever. It kind of saw the origins of it, and it was really good.
Okay. Right now I want to do a little pivot. Go back to the teaching.
Okay.
All right. Can you speak on a time when you were teaching to where you really wanted to strangle a kid?
Oh God, you can't say that. Strangle a kid. Was there a time when a student, bless their little heart, when they really pushed my buttons?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you can never put your hands on a student, but we are human.
Can't?
No, you can't. You will get in serious trouble. But we are human, and sometimes the little cherubs, they will want to push you there. There was a time, and it was a little male student, and he said something. Oh, he said something to me that wasn't very nice. And the only thing I did is I pivoted. I did it about face and walked right up to the administration and reported it and let them deal with it, because like I said, you will get in trouble if you put your hands. So I try not to engage. If a student is acting very disrespectful or disagreeable, I don't engage with them the same way they're trying to engage with me, because you're not going to win that fight. And it's just going to make you look bad. So usually what I do is if they get loud, I take it down. I just let them know my position and what I'm about to do. And if they continue to do what they're going to do, they most likely will not like what I do next.
They don't know you want me. The nerve of them children.
The nerve. But like I said, I always tell the students in the beginning, I say, I am never going to disrespect you. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not going to intentionally disrespect you. Now, maybe something may happen where I may say something that you find disrespectful, but I'm not here to disrespect you, so I don't expect any disrespect from you. But however, if you do plan to disrespect me, I have a way to handle it, and it will be handled.
Now, you say, I know you don't want to put your hand, you don't want to touch a child.
You can't.
But
Can't do it.
There's some things that in the education system, in the school system, that it kind of handicaps the teachers a little bit, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you this. There was one time when I was in a district, and I was one of my first few years of teaching. There was a fight. Now, if there is a fight, you are allowed to restrain, okay? And you can defend yourself. Not saying you go and hit, but you can, if you have to grab a kid so they don't do anything to themselves and to you. Well, there was a fight in the girls' locker room, and the two girls were trying to fight. So the one girl had been put to one side, and there was another, and I was blocking the other girl from going to that girl. And she was like, let me at her. And I said, nope, you can't. I'm not going to let you do that. You need to calm down. And she just kept going, and I said, you need to calm down. And I just had my arms out here, spanning the distance between the lockers so she couldn't get to the other girl because I didn't want the other girl to get hurt. Well, this little pumpkin took a Timberland boot and came across my face with it. Pow!
Oh, man.
Next thing I know, the teacher said, you had a boot up against the car.
Oh, that was your
That
response.
was my restraint.
Yeah.
I was like, boom to the chest, and I just held it in. And then security came. And when they had me talking to the administrators about it, because, of course, there was a fight, and they said, well, did you? I said, but she hit me with a boot. And they said, but she hit me with the boot. And that's all I kept saying. She hit me with the boot. What part don't you get? After you get hit with a boot, what do you do? But like I said, I just restrained her, but it came with a forearm shiver.
Yeah, there's always exceptions to the rules. So we gotta get out of here right now, but we're coming back. We're gonna do what Gregory's thinking.
Oh, what you're thinking.
Get a real remark from you, and then that's gonna be our show.
Well, you did a very good job.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
And we're back to what's Gregory's thinking. And you know the saying, your gift is also your curse. She's gifted. She's giftedly mean. I tried to give her an opportunity to own it and deal with it and process through it in this interview here, but she's in denial. A lot of us really can't see our gifts and also don't see our curses. But yeah, you're gifted, Veronica.
You said giftedly mean.
Yeah, you're gifted at mean. And we had to go to our childhood to illustrate this fact.
Oh my God.
Veronica, she never apologized to me this day. She had some hot fries from McDonald's.
You on that
and
still?
I wanted a fry, and I wanted some fries. So she said, "I'll give you a fry for $1." And I was really young, so I didn't listen to, the words. There wasn't no S on that fry. So when I gave her $1, she gave me one fry. And I was upset and I cried and she beat me up, told me sit in the corner and deal with it. You never apologized for it.
Gregory.
And that's why you're mean as a rattlesnake.
I can see clearly now that you are still holding on to this because every chance you get, you are telling this story to somebody.
That's right. What are you thinking? That's what Gregory's thinking.
I'm thinking that you did a good job today. You really did. I thought you were asking very good questions. They were very thoughtful questions that required a thoughtful answer. So I think that I can let you do the more hosting.
I don't want to do no more hosting.
What you did good.
All right, but y'all are working me. Y'all are overworking me here. Y'all taking my whole day up, and the conversation isn't matching my time spent. But thanks for saying though.
Okay.
Thanks for saying. But what do you think about what I was thinking about the gift and the gifted curse?
Oh, the gift is your curse? I agree with that.
You know what really people struggle to realize what they're good at.
Yes, and then people also struggle to recognize what could be their problem as well. So like you said, you're living in denial. Like I said, sometimes your gift can be your curse. However, that's where self-awareness comes into play. The more self-aware you are, the better you are at recognizing, hey, I am gifted at this, but I also have these things I need to work on. We're all works in progress. None of us is perfect, although I like to think I am, but we're not. But that's the point. So I think, what was it said? To thine own self be true. Mm-hmm. You got to know who you are, be who you are, but you also have to be aware of who you are and own it, as you say.
It takes quite a bit of time. Some people can spend a lifetime
yeah.
never finding it.
Yep.
I think I'm getting close to finding just what my niche is.
I hope so.
Well, how old were you when you found your niche? We're going to say that for another show. I thought I seen the wheels turning. You was about to go in. We're going to say that for another show. Thanks for joining us today on the Gregory Harris Show. I want to thank my lovely sister, who's also the guest, Miss Veronica Lynn Harris. And we're going to have to bring our other sister over if we can't find no more guests.
See you next time.
Say goodbye to your two fans.
Bye.